got knobby knees.
What? I don't have knobby knees.
They're clacking together.
Why do I do this to myself? So I've been thinking, this channel has always focused on DIY in the home, primarily. I've shared various creative practices, but the one area that I have never dibble-dabbled in, just dabbled, is the world of DIY fashion. For a reason, trust me. Now, I need to say this, it's important for everyone to know this, that I do not consider myself a fashion forward person, nor should anyone ever take fashion advice from me, but I do appreciate styles. I appreciate fashion trends and what's cool out there, because honestly, I feel like on the days where you feel your best self and what you're wearing, you exude confidence outward, and that helps your creative practices, that helps your daily mood, and that's important. So, lately, I'm cruising Pinterest, as one does, and all that my Pinterest is serving me is personalized DIY fashion. I mean, we're talking painted clothing, sewn on pizzazz, accoutrements. It's just cool. And I kept thinking, man, I want some pizzazz. I want my clothing to feel cool. So let's experiment. Fall's around the corner, and I would love nothing more than to head into my favorite season looking so fly. Do we say fly anymore? What do kids say versus fly? See, even ChatGPT said it's old. Fire. That jacket is fire. Yeah, I knew that one. Drip. Okay, I did not know this one. You got some serious drip. Icy. You're looking icy. Bling or sharp style. Sharp style? Serving. She's serving lumberyard couture. Oh, ChatGPT, you read me to filth.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
And listen, even if you don't subscribe to this channel for fashion, which, fair, I urge you to stay, because I have no doubt that this video will be anything but entertaining, because I'm scared. We are venturing into unknown territory, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So let's give it a go. We're gonna DIY fashion today. I'm confident, so should you. So let's get into this. Editor, roll the tape. Boop. Okay, DIY friends, before I get into the first DIY, I want to take a minute to thank the paid partner of today's episode, BetterHelp. As we head into fall, I have been reflecting on how new seasons just kind of bring more than just changing leaves. They stir up really big emotions too. Fall, it's exciting. I mean, we got holidays coming, gatherings, cozy traditions, but it also carries a lot of weight, and those things are harder to talk about. For me, 2025 has been a really heavy year. It's been a lot to navigate, and at times it takes a toll on your mental health and my creativity. You know, with the change in seasons and everything shifting around us, I felt waves of anxiety that just, it's really hard to shake. So if you're feeling that too, you are not alone. Emotions are a normal part of life's transitions, and it's okay to acknowledge them, even when the world expects us to just enjoy the season. I am thankful to have resources like BetterHelp that has been a life tool for me to get through this challenging time in my life and the change that comes with it. Having someone to talk about the hard stuff makes everything feel a little less heavy, and if you feel the same way, then maybe BetterHelp can be a tool to make it easier. So this platform makes finding a therapist really easy because it's all done online, and by filling out a few personal questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist as soon as possible. I mean, I was personally matched within 2 hours, so it's quick. Now, depending on what kind of therapy you do need, they have a diverse network of credentialed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. Once you approve your therapist match, you get access to the BetterHelp portal, and basically you can just talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether that's, just through messaging, over phone, or a video call. Like, I like the fact that you can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions, especially if you're just having a bad day and you need an emergency session. Your mental health is not to be dismissed, and I truly believe that in dark times, talking to someone is better than talking to no one, because One conversation can make a difference. And if BetterHelp can make it easier for you to do that, then I encourage you to use the link in my description box. Go to betterhelp.com/DIY which will give you 10% off your first month of therapy. You know, in the same way that I hope that my channel can bring a little bit of joy to you after a heavy week, BetterHelp is here for the heavy stuff. So let it be the help for you. Okay, heavy topic over. Let's get into the DIY sewing, shall we? So let's talk about the first clothing item, shall we? I was on Pinterest, as I mentioned, and I kept seeing all these really cool, trendy, custom painted clothing pieces. So we're talking painted overalls, painted pants, painted shirts, painted socks, painted shoes, painted hats, painted jackets. And I was like, this is so freaking cool. I mean, if I had like crazy art talent, I think I could go nuts on a piece like this. But I also think that someone who, I would say like, you know, like I can paint things, but I'm not like an artist. What I love about this is that you don't really have to be good at art to be able to attain something super cool and trendy. You just have to have the right idea and like keep it simple. And I was like, you know what, I think I could do this. The ones that I really were attracted to were kind of like this like two-toned thing happening where it's like one leg is kind of blocked out in color and then maybe has like a little design on it. So then I kept thinking, what would I want to paint? Recently, I bought myself some new overalls to DIY in, and I don't love them. So this is just a unisex overall. I like that though because I like it baggy, but it does have a bit of a weird fit. But I think by like rolling them and styling them properly, I think we can make these work. But I'll show you what I mean. Okay, this is the fit. The thing I don't like about this one is that it's so wide here. This feels weird to me, but I think we can make this work. I also like roll up the bottoms to kind of give it shape. So I always find that anything that's unisex always looks better if you give the bottom leg a little bit of a roll up and give it some shape. And then I think we're back in business, baby. So this is the fit. Kind of nice. I like the back. I always love having all these pockets in the front, something big. So this is what I'm thinking for the design. I really love the idea of a two-toned effect, so I'm going to color block the left leg completely black. Of course, we need to add some pizzazz, so I want to add a fun star detail in different sizes that kind of cascade down the leg. To add to the color blocking, I'll use the pocket details on the opposite side to paint in black, and I'm thinking it would be cool if one of the straps were black too. I love a good lightning bolt moment. To me, it always represents creative ideas, so I'm adding a bolt detail on the front pocket. For the back, I'm going to continue the two-tone look, blacking out the back of the left leg, which I guess is now our right, but I'll leave the pockets bare to play with the contrasts. Super cool. Honestly, I was feeling a little nervous to jump into unknown creative territory, but I think sometimes you have to be okay with the uncomfortable to do amazing creative things. Be willing to get messy, make mistakes, and just let creative intuition guide you. It is a powerful force, and you would be amazed at what happens when you listen to that force. Now, to be clear, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just sketching right onto the overalls with pencil. Now, upon reflection, I should have used a fabric marker or, you know, maybe even chalk, but I didn't. And this was fine. This was fine. Okay, that's not pretty, like, that's good, right? We don't need to overdo it. Just needs to be cool, okay? This is what we're going for in these DIYs. We're trying to feel cool. My husband says if you have to try to be cool, it means you're not cool. I think you're wrong. I think if you feel cool, you are cool. No one thought Luke Skywalker was cool, but look at him now. To add my artist flair, I was using fabric paint. Now, I was curious what made fabric paint different than any old regular paint because most paints I use never come out of my clothing. Literally, my entire wardrobe is a testament to that. But I learned that fabric paint is especially formulated so it doesn't just sit on top of the fabric like normal acrylic paint would. It actually bonds with the fibers and stays flexible after drying. Inside the paint, there's like polymer binders that like act as glue, we'll put that in quotations, of fabric paint. They allow that pigment to attach to the fabric fibers while still kind of letting the paint bend and stretch with the cloth. So a regular old acrylic paint binders are just much stiffer, so they can crack on the fabric over time. Fabric paint has softening additives to keep the paint soft and flexible, but you can honestly make any acrylic paint into fabric paint by just mixing it with a fabric medium, which will basically just add in those flexible binders. So I don't know, I think that's neat. You know what, actually I do wish I had known that fact when I was doing this project, because I did run out of my fabric paint, so I started using a mixed medium paint that was apparently also made to go on fabrics, but I do think it needed a little bit more fabric medium inside it, so if I had known that, I probably would have added some more, which I will talk about that later. So, you know, a little foreshadowing there, but I will say, watching something get painted in like this, oh my gosh, is it ever satisfying. You know, it's just the simple things, am I right? Okay, so I let this dry for a bit. On my lunch break, I put these outside so that it could dry in the sun. It's done a pretty good job drying. It's a little crumbly though. This is what I feared, but with the fabric paint, I thought it might be a little bit softer, but the good news is it didn't bleed through the back, so this material is quite strong. What I'm gonna do when this is all done is I'm gonna heat it up and really get that paint into the grain. This is why I don't do clothing. The fiber. And then once that's in, I'm gonna wash this. And then hopefully once it's washed, the black will stay and it'll be just a little bit more integrated into the actual paint itself. The paint I was using, this guy here, I ended up realizing I'm not gonna have enough to do the back. So I ended up having to go get a different paint. This is actually like a multi-surface, so it works on multiple surfaces, but it wasn't a satin. So I did end up going over everything again so that the satin would match everything, but I do need to paint the back. So I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna do the opposite leg and then the opposite pocket. So this is gonna get painted black. This whole back piece is gonna get painted black minus the pocket. And then we can let this fully dry. Then I'll heat it up and then we'll see what it looks like. Let me be the experimentator. Experimentator? Is that a word? Let me experiment for you.
She's lost her mind.
Pop-Up, these are the same color as you. You're the same color as my overalls. Isn't that fine? Am I just doing you in overall form? Because you're a star, darling. Look at this, it's the same color. It's like you can't even see you.
My muse.
Okay, back to work. Okay, so what do you guys think? If we're holding it and you're wearing it like this, do you want the black to be... Shh. Do you think the black would make more sense on the back side, or is it... Stop squeaking. Like, a part of me thinks it's more fun to have it on this side. No? I think, and then this is black. I think that's the way to do it. Okay, maybe I misread this situation. I didn't have to be as careful on the edging because then I was just gonna paint the backside black. Right? Okay, we're trusting the process, we're trusting our magic. We're doing this one black. Okay, great. Let's go paint. What I'm trying to decide is if having something on the arms makes sense. In my original drawing, I had one of the straps black. And I think like that kind of made the top half look kind of cool. Like it gave it some purpose, because if not, like the top half is just kind of like, what? I mean, the only other option I can think of is maybe do like a cool striped detail. Projects like this always give me decision paralysis. You know, like you kind of have a vision, but you're not really sure what the vision is. And then you're like, oh, am I gonna hate the vision? Fee, do you wanna weigh in on the design decision so that I'm not being crazy?
I was gonna say, why don't you do a bunch of little stars in a line coming from the back to the front? So like
yeah, that's true. I could do stars. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Okay, great. Good meeting. Sometimes good ideas take a village, or maybe a Vanessa. I love the star detail idea, so I ran with it, and I think this was a cooler idea than just making it a hard black, which would have been a messier endeavor, may I add. So maybe the star detail was the way to go. Now, as a final step, I read somewhere on the internet that it's good to heat set the paint. Many fabric paints contain compounds that activate with heat, which kind of locks the pigment into the fibers permanently. Was this my paint type? No idea, but it couldn't hurt to melt that paint into the fibers, am I right? But hey, look at me go, I'm using an iron. I think the only 2 times in my life that I use an iron is for edge banding on furniture pieces, and now, yeah, that's the truth. Jokes. We're officially done. I'm not gonna lie, she's a bit crispy, but I am gonna wash this, and then we're gonna see where it's at. Hopefully the ironing actually helped. I mean, I was told that it like helps seep the like paint into the fibers. So I'm gonna go wash this. Well, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna go wash it tonight, and then I can give us some feedback tomorrow. But overall, I think this looks pretty good. Not too shabby, my friends, not too shabby. So I'm gonna go wash this, and I'll see you tomorrow. So there we go, friends. I did wash these in cold water, and it helped a lot to make the paint a little less crispy, and like, overall, I think the vision for these overalls really came together. Overall, I think it worked out. Okay, my friends, here it is, the finished overalls. I'm obsessed. I freaking love these. Like, this was the vision. This was my drawing. Like, put my drawing right here. I am literally wearing it. So once I washed them, they did get like a little bit washed out, like a little bit worn. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's a little dark in here, but I actually really like that. I feel like it kind of gives it more of like a worn in, vintagey look. But I love how uncomplicated this is. I love the color blocking. It's just everything I wanted this to be. Okay, new day, new article of clothing. Let's do something we've never done before. I have a pair of pants, just a regular old pair of jeans from Gap. I go through pants all the time. I normally actually like to even find pants thrifted because at the rate that I wreck jeans because I just refuse to DIY in pants I'm not comfortable in. So I always wear, you know, like the jeans that make me feel good, but then they're new and then I DIY in them and then they get paint on them and then I'm sad. So I don't think there is one pair of jeans that I own that doesn't have paint on it. I actually think this might be the only pair of jeans I own that doesn't have paint on it. So I thought, let's ruin them. We're gonna be embroidering them to make them fun and snazzy with these and these. So I bought myself an embroidery kit and it comes with the needles and the little spiky thing that, you know, takes labels off. That's all I ever use it for. Bear with me, this is my idea. I'm gonna throw up some photos of things I found off of my Pinterest and I just loved it. Very simple, but I think they add like a level of pizzazz where I wanna add a cool little design to the upper area here, kind of like how you see this design here of this woman doing the florals. Love it. I mean, I would love to do the flowers, but I think we can have a little more fun with it. And then I also found someone doing a tutorial where you can like cut out a piece of the jean and then add like a fun patch underneath it. That one scares me the most, and I thought it would be really cool to add that to these pants. So I was kind of thinking maybe we do little heart shapes on the knees, like the little where your kneecaps sit, and then have these kind of colored pieces underneath it as like a fun little heart kneecap. I don't know, I'm kind of excited, but also like hella nervous because this is, am I about to ruin the only nice pair of jeans that I own? Probably. But am I willing to give it a go? Oh, you betcha bop. In order for me to figure out where the kneecaps are, I think I'm gonna have to put these pants on, and then we will figure out where the kneecap sits. I think I'm gonna need Vanessa for this. Okay, so I need your help with something.
Okay.
I need you to highlight my kneecaps. So we need to like mark where my knees are. I'm just gonna pop my over there. No, wait, maybe I should. Like, should I stand straight? Like, what do you think is? Because we kind of want it on the on the bend.
You got knobby knees.
What? I don't have knobby knees. You
Clacking together. So I'm
like
just
shaking now. Like,
should be.
Where's my knee? Hold on. Is my knee that big?
It's called the patella.
The patella. That sounds like an Italian name. Miss Patella.
I want some patella on my toes.
Miss Patella, my tummy hurts.
Can we focus?
Yeah, I'd say like that's probably the bottom. Ooh, weird. I can feel the cartilage moving.
Ew.
Can you feel it?
No, I'm not gonna
Do you
try.
want to feel it?
No,
Just do this.
Stop. Unless they're uneven.
Oh, you calling my knees uneven now?
Too low and that was so stressful.
Never do this activity again.
I never want to do it again.
Oh, I'm so tired. My knees.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I had just made a template for the heart, and if anyone decides to try this at home and plan to make more than just one on the pair of pants, make a darn template. I have no idea why I didn't, but the lesson will be learned and maybe you'll see in a bit. To do this embroider cutout, I stuck my cute floral fabric cutout inside the pants. This was the pattern that would be revealed later once we cut out the heart. But to hold it in place, I'm adding a 6-inch embroidery hoop. Actually, I think this is the first time I've ever used a hoop like this for what it's intended for. What do you know? And then next came picking the colors that I would embroider with.
Got some blue and pink. The pink's a little much. I mean, the browns definitely go with the pattern, but is it fun? What if we went with just like, ooh, this is a nice blue. Could go yellow. Do 3 colors.
So picking colors was oddly hard. Talk about decision paralysis, but I did eventually start. Sometimes you just have to jump in with 2 feet. And you know, I think I learned a few things while trying this for the first time. 1, this was going to take way longer than I anticipated. 2, starting on jeans was maybe not the easiest material to begin with for a newbie like me. And 3, starting on a project where you couldn't see the inside stitch was not a smart plan. I felt like I was stitching blind, and my stitch line was indicative of that for sure. Oh man, I definitely drew blood a few times, not gonna lie. But I mean, all things considered, I didn't think I was doing such a bad job, all right? I'm gonna give myself a little grace considering this is the first time I've ever done this, and I was having fun, and I think that's all that matters.
I think I might be too restless for like this kind of activity. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be a nighttime activity because it's a calm activity. But during the daytime, I need daytime activities like building wood furniture pieces and smashing things. You know?
So while this takes forever to sew, I thought I would share some feelings I had about fashion that I've never had the chance to talk about on this channel. Honestly, sometimes I think fashion could be a bit poetic, like it's the poetry of who we are made visible. I mean, each choice, whether it's bold or quiet, it is a reflection in the story that we tell the world before we even speak. Like what we dress ourselves in becomes a reflection of who we want to be. When we choose clothes that make us feel good, we're not just getting dressed, we're kind of declaring our worth, our joy, our individuality to the world. When we dress in what makes us feel good, it becomes kind of like our daily armor that lifts our head a little bit higher, steadies our step, and just kind of gives us the courage to face the day ahead. For me, this confidence is everything, and it reminds me that when I feel good in what I'm wearing, my actions reflect that confidence too. Some days I don't always dress in the things that I feel reflect who I am. You know, sometimes my fashion reflects my need to hide my body because I don't feel good in it, and that's okay too. To dress as yourself is just to practice courage and just let your inner magic bloom outward. I think that's what I'm trying to do with these projects. I want to reflect a little bit of me in my clothing, and hopefully I can carry that creative confidence into all my creative things that I do. I just think fashion holds a lot of power in our lives, and no matter what, we should always do our best to show our magic to the world. Okay, fashion PSA over. Look how cute it is. Okay, wait, let's take this off, finally. Oh my goodness, look at you. You're so freaking cute. I can't believe I have to do this one more time. Great. Yep, so this project took me well into the evening where my DIY became couch bound. But you know what, as far as creative couch projects go, embroidery is definitely a great option to stretch that creative brain, and just then you get to watch your favorite shows. So I think that's a win-win in my books. You know what I feel? It's like when your child comes home and does an art piece and you were like, wow, that's so good. You did such a good job. But like deep down,
You know you're not putting it on the fridge.
you know that one's not going on the fridge. As a first go, I think this is okay.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like a blind cat did it. I think you need to build your confidence back up.
Yeah, like I actually did enjoy the art of changing the clothing. And I think maybe my confidence is more in like art. So I want to just do some paint stuff on these pants.
Nice.
So I think maybe I'll come up with a design that can be on the pant. I think what I want to do is I'm going to clear this table because this is basically reflecting my brain right now. I'm going to take a picture of this. I want to sketch out a design that I can paint onto these pants. I'm gonna come up with an idea around this red to add little red pops. Like, I think it would be really fun to add some red around these areas here using like a little like cross stitch. I think that could go pretty quick. And like maybe then like do little dots around the top. Like let's bring it back to something I actually can do, and not what I could do. Because clearly I'm out of my zone. I'm out of my element here. But I'm down to try some cool things that could be inside my element until I get better.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, so the pants with just hearts weren't reflecting what I wanted these pants to be in my heart. I think adding some graffiti elements was going to add that edge that I really wanted them to have. So on my iPad, I sketched different ideas around the pants. I was just being playful, going with different design options, drawing something, deleting it, drawing something new. But I think what I landed on was something pretty cool, and it was a very loose sketch that I think I would build on once I started putting things on the pants. I decided I would start with the sewing elements first, so I added a little cross stitch along the top of each of the pockets. This was actually really easy to do, didn't take a lot of time, and it really added a cute detail to these pants. If there's anything to take away from this episode, I highly encourage trying this just to add to any pair of your pants that you love if you're looking just to add a little bit of individuality to anything you own. It's so fun, and playing with different colors can really make a pop. You know what, I actually loved it so much that I also did this to the back of the pants as well. After that, I added these cute little knotted dots along the top waistband for a little something something. I don't know, I just thought that this would look cute, so I was going with my creativity and just trusting my magic here, folks. Again, this didn't take long, but it definitely added a little something something. Okay, I just finished the sewing parts. Honestly, okay, it's kind of hard to show you guys, but I feel like this looks like it's getting to become more cohesive now. Like the patches look more purposeful. I gotta go between the crotch. So like, I really like the back pockets though. They're my favorite part. It's just like a little something something, and I like the little knots up here. I think that's cute, but I'm not done. I wanna add some painted details on here. So with my drawing, I think I'm gonna try to kind of recreate that on here with some red paint. I'm gonna start sketching out my design on this, and then we'll start painting it up, and then we'll finally see these pants come to a finish. Honestly, friends, I wasn't really sure what I wanted these pants to be, and I didn't really know if I wanted to add more color beyond the red. Red is one of my favorite colors, and it was just speaking to me in those moments. Plus, this part of my project was just a little impromptu, and I was just following my magic and trying not to overthink it too much. So often I like overanalyze the creative, and sometimes you just gotta trust what you see, put the damn thing on, and own it. So today I am going to own the red design and go with it. I definitely had a bit of a graffiti meets floral vibe, but I wasn't mad about it. And also, I'd just like to note that I definitely got a little fearless with these pants because I did end up adding another embroidered patch onto the back pocket of these pants, which you will see in a moment, and it was done so much better than my heart. So I really did see myself getting more confident in this, and I gotta say, that's what DIYing is all about. Be fearless to try something new because you never know what will happen, and you might just love what you create. So this was the final outfit. I paired my cool graffiti pants with a black oversized button up, some matching red socks, and my bedazzled combat boots that I love. The outfit was simple but just so completely me, and I have never felt more confident in my life. Also, check out that cool star patch I added to the back pocket. Just look how much better that one looks, right? Confidence made in every stitch, I'd say. Well, DIY friends, that concludes my probably one and only DIY fashion episode, unless everyone truly loved this episode for some reason and said, do more. I mean, I'm down. I just don't know how well it's gonna go. But honestly, I could feel myself getting better, especially once I got to the star on the back pocket of my pants. Like, that really was, I guess, the best of the three that I did. So I think with practice, I'll definitely get better at that. I definitely want to try adding, like quilted patches onto clothing. I love that look. I would love to try something like that in the future, but I definitely think I need to work myself up to that. I am a girl who likes to smash things and build things with wood, so this was definitely outside my comfort zone. But you guys should let me know, how did you think I did? Let me know what you think of these outfits. I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with them. I can't wait to wear them in all of my future episodes, so stay tuned for that. You will see me wear them, little Easter eggs. You guys should let me know, which one was your favorite? Was it the overalls or was it the cool pants? But you guys should let me know, what did you think of these pieces? Even if you don't like the pieces, would you consider making your own version of this now that you've seen me do it? Let me know in the comment section below. Sending love to my Patreon family, my DIY friends. If you're looking for a platform of DIYers to root you on through your project, give you advice, or maybe just share cool ideas, then my Patreon is definitely the place for you. Plus, if you like my content and you want it ad-free and early, then my Patreon is definitely the place for you. It is linked in my description box. But as always, my friends, thanks for sticking around and love your magic. Stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. Bye-bye.